In 1906, a man was locked inside a cage at the Bronx Zoo. Not a lion, not a gorilla, a human being. And thousands of people paid money to watch him. This isn't fiction. This is real history, and it's one of the darkest secrets modern civilization has tried to forget. What if I told you that one of history's darkest chapters wasn't buried in an ancient tomb or hidden beneath a lost city, but happened in plain sight, in public parks, in broad daylight, and millions of people watched and called it entertainment? Today, we're uncovering the horrifying true story of human zoos. Picture a beautiful park in Europe, late 1800s. Families are laughing, children are eating sweets, a band plays somewhere in the distance. Everything feels peaceful until you notice what's behind the fences.
Real people, standing in artificial villages built to look exotic. Men, women, and children, taken from Africa, Asia, and indigenous communities around the world. They were not actors. They were not volunteers. They were prisoners of human curiosity. Human zoos weren't a rumor. They weren't a myth. They were real exhibitions, organized across Europe and North America, drawing millions of paying visitors. People lined up to watch other human beings eat, sleep, dance, simply exist, as if they were animals in an enclosure. The organizers called it education. What it actually did was something far more dangerous. It taught an entire generation that some lives were worth less than others. One name from this dark chapter still haunts history books: Ota Benga. He was born in Central Africa and once lived peacefully among his people. Then tragedy struck his village, and his entire world was torn apart. He was taken from his homeland, shipped across an ocean, and in 1906, put on display inside the Bronx Zoo in New York City. Let that sink in. A real human being, exhibited in a cage next to an orangutan. Visitors came by the thousands.
Newspapers wrote about him like he was a curiosity, not a person. Children pointed. Adults laughed. Nobody asked if it was wrong. Close your eyes for a second and imagine it. Standing behind bars while strangers stare, laugh, and photograph you like you're not even human. And Ota Benga was not alone. Entire families were forced to perform traditional dances for audiences who saw them through a lens of prejudice, not curiosity. Their homes were rebuilt like movie sets. They were expected to act out stereotypes invented by people who had never once tried to understand them. Here's the part that should truly terrify you. Many people who attended these exhibitions believed they were witnessing science. Scientists of the era measured skulls, compared facial features, and used these human zoos to push a dangerous, false theory that certain races were less evolved than others. This wasn't ignorance from the shadows. This was cruelty dressed up in a lab coat.
History teaches us something uncomfortable. Cruelty doesn't always wear the face of a monster. Sometimes it wears a smile. Sometimes it sells tickets. Sometimes society claps for it without ever asking a single question. Human zoos didn't disappear overnight. They continued well into the 20th century with millions of visitors before public outrage finally began to shift. Today, when we look at old photographs from these exhibitions, they almost don't feel real. It's hard to believe something this cruel happened in what people call the modern world. But it did happen, and it's not taught in most schools. The greatest danger still lingers today. History doesn't just live in books, it lives in the choices we make right now. So tell me, do you think humanity has truly moved past this kind of cruelty? Or are we just better at hiding it? Comment below. I want to know what you think. If this story shocked you, subscribe